the commercial theater model is totally different from the not-for-profit theater model. And it really is analogous to anybody who saw the original movie of The Producers or the musical of The Producers. I mean, it's not a lot different. It's different in the fact that commercial producers are not embezzling money. but it's not different in the sense that
there has been one, but
yeah,
for him.
no comment. But it is different in the sense that a commercial production is a encapsulated entity, and at the end of the day, it either makes money, sometimes a great deal of money, or it closes and loses money, and you get an SEC document at the beginning that says you're not going to make any money, you're crazy to invest in this, blah, blah. You have to sign it and then invest in it. A not-for-profit theater is an institution, no matter which one it is. Ours is an institution, and at the end of the year, if we lose $1 million, we don't start at zero the next year. We start at -$1 million. If we lose $5 million, we start at -$5 million. So it's a very different model. And for us, there's been a seismic change in Broadway. And I make no value judgment on this. I'm just talking sort of selfishly about Roundabout Theater. We have a huge institution. We have an education program that's the largest in the country, and hundreds of staff members and all that stuff. And what's happened in the Broadway arena in only the last 15 years, for reasons that are pretty obvious if you live in New York City, is that there's been an influx of tourism, which is enormously positive for commercial musicals, and sometimes positive for commercial plays, although less so. And there's been a shrinkage of the tri-state area theater-going audience, which was our bread and butter. Nobody's done any real research on why the tri-state area theater audience has shrunk. We all have hypotheses, but nobody's done any hard research, but it has. Mm-hmm. And so for a theater like ours, our audience is 2/3 tri-state area theater goers. Broadway is 1/3 and shrinking. And so this is not good for us. We've always had to raise a lot of money in contributions. Now we have to raise more. Subscription, which most theaters lived on, is a dying concept for reasons which are valid. I mean, people don't want to commit 6 months in advance anymore to a whole season. They want more flexibility, and that's the way this country advances in certain ways. But it's a reality that we have to face. And so where does that push pressure? A great deal on contributions, but even more on selling single tickets, because contributions are not going to go up 10 or 15% a year. It's almost impossible. But if you have a hit play, even in a limited engagement, it can make a huge difference. And what sells tickets on Broadway? I'm talking about Broadway, where the costs are enormous, and you need to make a significant amount of money back to even cover part of them, are stars. And so, and I have nothing against stars. I love stars. The ones that can do, the ones that are good, we've never, except that, no. But no, I mean, we've never hired a star where I didn't feel on the first day that they were a star because they were well known, but also because they would deliver a unique performance. And 90% of the time, that's been the case. Every once in a while, it just doesn't work out because that's the nature of art. But it's hard to get celebrities who want to do theater 8 times a week for no money at Roundabout. We're competing with producers who are doing great work, like Alia, who are actually paying their actors well and doing plays. And so for us, it's a struggle, because it's what the plays that we do off-Broadway and off-Broadway, where we do more than half our work, we just pick the product that we love and we cast it as best we can. But on Broadway, we need to find, and so it's a bit of the tail wagging the dog, and it's become harder and it's complicated, and I don't see that changing, so we're doing the best we can.